These things are always a bugger to undo. Maybe I should just learn how to undo it. It's like you should just have to push down on it and undo it. Then I can never remember where it comes apart. Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. He's under the car again. Must be my favorite spot. Well, I will admit, better than being at work. Yeah, I'd rather be in the driver's seat. You know, I am trying to fine-tune the drivability of the car. And it's awful hard to do when your O2 sensor doesn't want to work great. Just kind of catch you guys up to date, or maybe you're new to the channel. I run a, let's see if I can get this thing off. I never figure out these darn clips. I run an MS2, or excuse me, it's an MS3, which is a Megasquirt ECU that I bought and built from DIY Auto-Tune. DIY Auto-Tunes sells an Innovation Motorsports, thanks Innovation Motorsports, LC2, which is an O2 sensor controller. The O2 controller is capable of running, Hercules must have put that on, a Bosch, in, yeah, they say on their instructions, or Innovation does, to make sure you're running an actual genuine Bosch O2 sensor. You know, don't be running one of the eBay pirated ones. And I will contest to that. I tried the eBay one. The O2 controller wouldn't even accept it. I couldn't even calibrate it. But this is a 4.2, a Bosch 4.2 O2 sensor. LC2 controller will control or read the 4.2 or the 4.9. And what I'm doing today is converting to the 4.9 because I'm getting tired of replacing the 4.2s. Now you have to excuse me here, or excuse the mess. I get some pistons here and point you over in this direction really quickly here. We are in the process, Emily and I, tearing down an engine here. She's coined the name Trouble. Trouble's a brewing. It's pretty greasy, just like any old air-cooled Volkswagen engine that you tend to tear down. It is for Hubert over here. It'll be his power plant when we get there, but that discussion is for another day. So stay tuned for that project to come. But I'm going to show you the difference here. This is the 4.2, and this is the 4.9. Part of the conversion, of course, of doing this is getting the new sensor. And I did purchase everything here to do this conversion from Innovation Motorsports. They send you a nice, beautiful sticker. You know how I like stickers. And some basic instructions on how to do it. But yeah, as you can see, they plug into something different. So you have to order a new cable with the new plug-in. And what's nice about the LC2 is it doesn't wire in. They actually got a plug here so you can change the plug out, which they must have been thinking ahead. So I believe the 4.2 sensor was one of the first ones, and I think it was the same one I was running in the LM2, LM2? Or maybe it was the LC1. Yeah, LC1. Don't ask me why I'm hanging on to it. Probably should get coined the name of Sir Hordes a lot. But yeah, that was the original controller for Hubert. No, Hubert's not even running yet. That was the original controller for Simon when I first built the MS2, and then I could actually convert that up to the MS3. And I have a video on that if you guys want to check that out. But yeah, so the next thing I'm going to have to do is run this cable through the car. And they do sell this cable in, I believe, 3 different variations. One is a 3-foot, which that's what I went with. I believe the other is an 8-foot, and I think that may be what the controllers come with when you buy them. I don't know if you have your option. I haven't bought one in a while. And then an 18-foot for people that, you know, run their controller way far away from the engine compartment. But since I run my controller in the cabin, which just happens to be on the other side of the firewall from where the engine is, I only need the 3-foot. Well, at least that's what I'm hoping. I just kind of took some quick measurements. But what I will say, 4.9, I did get on Innovation's website looking to see if I could buy another 4.2. They don't even offer the 4.2 anymore on their site. You can get this from DIY if you're still running the 4.2, but they only sell the 4.9. I am noticing with all the other aftermarket controllers, they all seem to be on board with the 4.9 too. So I'm hoping the 4.9 is a better sensor and I'm not going to have any more trouble with it, because I put this sensor in, the order date for this sensor, I ordered it like last July, and I think I wound up actually getting it in the car last August. You know, I live in Michigan, so the car was probably put up in storage like the end of October and sat for 4 to 5 months. So this doesn't have very much runtime on it, and it's kind of disappointed. I will also point out that this sensor was over $100. This sensor is like $86. So for the price of this sensor and this cable is darn near the same price as this sensor. So I am benefit by actually getting a cheaper sensor. So the conversion hopefully isn't that bad. Like I said, hopefully it works. So yeah, I'm gonna get this run in the car and then get back with you guys, and we'll go through actually setting it up, because you have to actually get into the computer, which gets into the controller, and tell the controller what sensor you're running. And I'll see if I can figure all that out, because I don't do this very often, so it may be a challenge. So stay with me. Just a quick comparison. Here's the old cable, and I stand relatively 6 foot. I should have a wingspan roughly 6 feet, and I got a little over on each end. So yeah, this is probably the 8-foot cable, and I'm probably gonna hang on to it because, like I said, Sir hoards a lot. The new cable here, like I said, should be 3 foot. This was, I probably should have showed you, but it was kind of spiraled around in on the floorboard, then it went through the firewall, and then they had a little bit of extra slack on the outside where the sensor connected into it. But yep, can be a tad over 3 feet. And then there's a little bit of a wire I'll show you here in a minute that's left off the controller, probably another foot. So I'm hoping I'll be all right. So yeah, I'm gonna go get this run. Oh yeah, this can you see me there? This worked out perfect. Here's the plug, and the controller's down here. I'm pretty much just gonna plug this in. Looks like it only goes one way. And it leaves me a little bit of slack for the sensor out there. I don't have all this wire wound up on the floorboard here, trying to clean things up. I like to mount the controller, actually, is like zip tying it right to the ECU here. And you kind of need, there's an LED light on here. You kind of need to see that for codes and stuff. So when you're calibrating, or you know everything's working good, it'll either be green or it'll blink red. Hopefully it's not blinking red unless you're calibrating. Yeah, but now I got to get onto the laptop and program this thing. All right, we're about ready to do the computer thing here. A couple of things you're going to need first is one of these serial port. These come with, I got my smarticles on, I don't need those. But you'll need one of these serial port adapters. I'm not sure what the controllers come with now, but back when I bought my controller, all the computers had this type of, get a closer look, but this type of connector on them. Well, it's hard to find those nowadays. Everything's, you know, got a USB port. So you got to get one of these adapters, and when you do that, don't forget to download the driver, otherwise you're going to have nothing but problems. And I was able to run it right on down in, and I'm gonna get that first here really quick to show you. But this is what the other end looks like. There's 2 ports down there on the controller. One says in and one says out, and you know, lo and behold, I figured I wanted to use the in. But apparently you connect it into the out. I don't know why. It seems like I'm going in to change things. It seems like going out would be for data logging and stuff, but it may be the other way around, and maybe not. I don't know. I never data logged just the O2 controller. You know, I use the data logging through Tuner Studio or through the tablet. When I do my data logging in, you know, since I got the MS3, maybe one of these days I'll take up on the data logging on the on the SD card. Right now I'm just trying to figure out how to get the car to run. I'm gonna tuck back down in here and plug this in. Yeah, looks like I already got the controller keyed up. Well, what you have to do is you have to you know, turn the controller on. It's basically just 12 volt, which is the key. And they say, the instructions say leave the O2 sensor off, because of course we're going in to program what O2 sensor we're going to be using. So let's see if we can figure that out. So we're going to come up here and you have to download your Logworks 3 by Innovation. And yep, I got everything right because it popped up. And we're gonna go down here to where it says Bosch LSU 4.2. We're gonna change that to the 4.9. Okay, make sure you select the new sensor is connected. The old sensor calibration will be cleared. Make sure that the selected new sensor is connected. The instructions told me not to connect it. So we're going to proceed, and then of course we're going to do a calibration anyways. It said something about updating the firmware. I don't think I need to do this because I just updated it last year. So I'm just going to leave that alone right now. We're going to call it good. And we're going to log out of here. And now we're going to unplug everything. So I'll be right back. All right, got the new sensor here. And I like right where this wound up. This wound up right in the same spot that I had it before. And it only plugs in one way. So we have to do a calibration. So we have to plug it in. And it's got to be open to the air. So we got to take this little cover off. And we're just going to let it hang down here like we did before. And now I gotta go key the ignition on and watch the little blinker guy blink and hope that we get a green light. There, calibration was successful. Now we have to unplug it, install it, replug it back in, and zip tie everything all up, make sure nothing's gonna get interfere with everything, and then test her out. These things are always a bugger to undo. Maybe I should just learn how to undo it. I'm gonna show this really quick because I always have trouble doing this, and I'm sure I'm gonna forget. But this is kind of a heck of a clip. It's hard to get apart, but if you just take a small screwdriver and just kind of gently insert it in here and push down, you should hear the click, and then it comes right out. Duh. The other thing they recommend is being very careful with these wires. Like when you're putting zip tie on, try not to pinch them too hard, or when you're screwing in your O2 sensor, you know, don't twist them too much, which isn't easy to do because you got to turn it. And you also have to let this O2 sensor cool down after you do calibration before you touch it, because they do heat up. And I left my big wrench up over on the table. But yeah, they get very hot. You know, that's part of the process of starting it is when you start it is that it actually heats up before it turns on. So yeah, they do get hot. I gotta go get my wrench. I'll be right back. And the big monkey wrench. And if you're wondering, it's 7/8. I do have an O2 sensor socket too, but I just find it easier since I'm not in a really tight place to use the box end wrench. Hidden tight. Plug her back in. Nice click. Now for some zip ties. All right, got everything all buttoned up. Car's in neutral, brakes on. We're sitting back on all four again. Now we're going to test out the O2 sensor by basically starting it up, but I kind of wanted to just do another warm-up enrichment auto tune. So let's see if it starts. Ooh, bang. Wait for the O2 sensor to warm up, and then it should start reading. There we are, reading all over the place again, but that's what the auto tune's for. The real test would be taking it up and down the road. Seeing if the O2 sensor stays alive, but yeah, that'll be for another trip. But yeah, this is where I think I'll leave off today. So keep shifting those gears, keep cruising, and always enjoy the ride. Let's roll on out of here.